which is a perfect segue into another question that I have. Stems. Of these five teams, I want you to rank them based on what you're most concerned to least concerned about. All right. The Mariners, the Cardinals, the Phillies, the Astros, and the Dodgers. Who are we least
All
and
right.
most concerned about?
So as currently constructed, least concerned, I'm gonna go with Astros because I think they're still missing some of their core pieces, like we talked about. Michael Brantley's still out. Jose Altuve's still out. Starting pitching still trying to find its legs under it. Um, Next, I'd go with it's got to be. I think I got it with the Dodgers next. Um, they're still like again, like we talked about, they're still young. There's still a lot they can do. It's just a matter of their pitching staff. Can their pitching staff do what is necessary to be done? When is Bueller supposed to come back this year?
If anything, it'd be like a
No.
September comeback, which just wouldn't make
Okay, I
sense.
wasn't sure. But again, it's can Syndergaard keep doing his thing? Can Arias keep doing his thing?
It's not
Can
even starting.
Kershaw
The
do his
starting
thing? Can the
rotation's fine.
bullpen
The starting
do their
rotation's fine.
thing?
Yeah.
Um, okay. Now is when it gets hard. But I'm gonna go because the Mariners, the Mariners, I'm not concerned about, but I am concerned about because they are like they've only had 1 year of success, and can they repeat that this year for what they did last year? So I'm gonna put them in the middle. I think like I'm not super concerned, but I'm also slightly concerned. Um, and I'd say I'm most concerned for I'd say I'm most concerned for the Cardinals, and then Phillies is right under them. The only reason the Cardinals beat out the Phillies is because the Phillies don't have their X factor and Bryce Harper back yet. When he comes back, I think he will be the X factor. I think the starting rotation is starting out slow, and the bullpen is starting out slow. So can they fix those things? And I don't know if they can.
I think that's. I mean, I get that. It's also they haven't played a competitive brand of baseball. They barely took 2 of 3 from the
Yeah,
White Sox this past weekend. Like, it,
yeah.
okay, they got no hit by Lucas Giolito for 6 innings. A couple years ago, that's great. But Lucas Giolito hasn't been good, or at least was really bad last year. This is his first good start of the year, right? Trey Turner, he's starting to turn his season around. At the beginning, like he's got a high batting average, but everything else had just supported him being so unbelievably garbage. But he's turning that around
Yeah.
right.
So I've been watching some Philly guys, and they're just saying it doesn't feel like last year. It felt like the team wanted it throughout the entirety of the season. It just at this point in time, it doesn't feel like they're giving the effort that they need to win ball games, and you don't want to start down. It's very hard to come back from a terrible record at the start of the season. Now teams have done it. I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but it's very hard to come back from that. And yeah, it's early. They're still trying to get their legs in, and they're still missing their X factor. Harper, you need starting rotation, bullpen to actually kick into gear. There's still a lot of factors at play that need to develop, but it's hard. It's so hard to play 162 games and want all 162 games, and it doesn't feel like they want even half of the 162 games.
Would you almost describe them as being complacent? They feel like, all right, we've got this. We'll
Yeah,
make the playoffs. We just need to make sure we can make the push again. But they're not
yeah,
guaranteed to make the
exactly. And
playoffs.
exactly. Like I feel like the Marlins go out there and it feels like they want each game. Like from what I've watched,
The worst
like
offense in
teams.
baseball. There's a run production.
Okay, yes, but the pitchers, no.
Yeah.
But like when you're watching them play, right? It looks like they are a collective team that wants to win. The Twins, that's a better example. The Twins go out there and fight for every single game that they're in. Uh, It seems like once the Phillies get down, they're down and out for the count. Um, like it was the Reds game. They kind of got down and they kind of got black. They were down 5-0, and I watched a play where a ball skipped away from first, and Turner tried to round and head to second. He kind of like lackadaisically ran to second. He got thrown out. Like It's at the end of the day, it's the little things that are important. But again, that's the fourth team. Fifth team's Cardinals. It's just as currently constructed, they have no pitching. They have nothing. The Phillies at least have the upside of solid pitching and Bryce Harper. Cardinals don't. They have Adam Wainwright and Miles Michaelis and Jordan Montgomery. It's really about it.
No, you're right. I think we should be very concerned about the Cardinals because that offense is like really, really good. It's just the
Oh my
pitching
God,
is
yeah.
so unbelievably bad. You can't put in 6 runs a game on offense and still lose every single game that you do that with. Like they're almost, I'd almost say right now, to a little bit more of an extreme, they're similar to the Red Sox.
Yeah.
There's like a
See the
couple big
Red Sox, assuming Sale is what he is in his last start for more
or
than
just a
half the
middle
games
ground, a
left.
middle ground.
Yeah. Then I'm more worried about the Cardinals than the Red Sox because the Red Sox at least have an ace in Chris Sale.
And they weren't supposed to be a playoff team.
They're not, no. And the Cardinals are supposed to win the Central by a lot of people's takes.
And they're in fourth right now. I mean, again, 19 games in. A quick 5-game
small sample size.
Yeah, a quick 5-game winning streak puts you above 500 by 2 games. But like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Where would you rank them? Would you have them in my rankings or switch them all around at all?
I would swap the Mariners and Phillies. I think the Phillies would be okay. It's just they're not firing on all cylinders. I think the Astros are an actually good baseball team. It's just they've gotten off to a slow start. The Dodgers.
So one of my notes is Jose Abreu has not hit a home run yet, and his percentiles don't look particularly good either.
No.
Like, are we worried about him at all?
I don't think I'm worried about him. He's still got great control of the plate. I think some of it is some adjustment. Some of the league's adjusting to him. I'd like to see. I guarantee you, he's struggling against fastballs. Let's scroll down here. Fastballs. And he's actually hitting fastballs well this year, which is a change from last year. This is like the one thing last year he wasn't hitting well. I don't know.
I don't know. I think, again, like you just said, Astros are a good team. I think the Dodgers are a good team. While they're young and still trying to figure out their stuff, the bullpen's the big thing.
I would like to say the young talent has not been the issue. It has been the veterans.
100%.
It's been veterans and shortstop. Over the past 5 seasons, we've had Corey Seager, Manny Machado, Trey Turner. Those are elite players that all got $300 million contracts. But some of them got 2 $300 million contracts. And it's supposed to be Gavin Lux this year, which I was fine with. You know what? You're giving a kid stability. He's going to play every day. He's going to have an opportunity to show up, learn the position, get 600 at bats. February 28th, tears his ACL, out for the season. Thankfully, we got Miguel Rojas, who has been awful. He's dealing with groin and hamstring issues. And I don't want to talk about the Dodgers too much.
Yeah. That's right.
All I'm going to say is Luke Williams was our starting shortstop yesterday. He was on 4 different teams last year.
So did you see, I think I sent it to you, Mookie Betts might get some play at shortstop. What do you feel about that?
I'd be okay with that.
I wasn't sure. Because he's a good second baseman.
He's a fantastic athlete. Chris Taylor's out with some left side discomfort right now. And our outfield's fairly solid. James Outman looks like he's not, again, we said, he's not Babe Ruth, but looks like a very quality major league. He looks major league ready. David Peralta and JD Martinez. David Peralta has been not great. JD Martinez has been okay. But the thing is, you can plug and play outfielders. Shortstop is very different. And that's all I want to go into the Dodgers. I don't want to make this a Dodgers episode.
That's
the reason I'm more concerned about the Mariners than the Phillies is I feel like the Phillies almost have more of a chip on their shoulder. I think the Mariners.
That's fair.
I think to my point about the Phillies thinking they're going to make the playoffs. I think the Mariners are like, yeah, we're making the playoffs. And right now, their starting pitching's been okay. Julio Rodriguez really hasn't been that good. And Teoscar Hernandez isn't going. There's so much of that lineup really isn't going right now. Eugenio Suarez looks okay. They're not going. And right now, the Rangers are going. The Angels are competing. They look like a 500 team, which is, you know what, a step in the right direction. They're going to lose Shohei Ohtani. That's a discussion for another episode. Jeff Passan goes out today and he's like, yeah, if the Angels don't make the playoffs, Ohtani's gone.
Like what? Obviously, like what? I'm
No, but
sorry,
he's
but like
basically
that's like
saying like if they don't make the playoffs, he will not re-sign there.
yeah, I know, but like I'm pretty sure that was like everyone's like yeah, no, duh. I don't know. I saw that and I was like, I mean, obviously, like that's
Yeah. The reason the Mariners concern me more because the Phillies always find a way to pull off some crazy deadline trade. The Mariners farm system is simply depleted outside of Harry Ford. And I think he could get dealt because he's blocked by Cal Raleigh, who also hasn't been good. And the Phillies have decent starting, like they both have high end starting pitching. I'm less
needs
concerned
a
about the
catcher.
Phillies. Um, Half of baseball.
Well, yeah, but I'm
The
trying to think of like
Giants,
a team.
Harry Ford for Sean Manaea and Ross Stripling.
Yeah, I that would be a decent trade.
The
Hey,
Red
we're just building.
Sox.
We're building the perfect Giants for Tom. Like, go get Mason Wynn. Go, go get Harry Ford. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, it's perfect.
No, I think like there is some reason to be a little bit concerned about each team, but it's more exponential. It's like Astros concerned, Dodgers concerned, Phillies, Mariners, Cardinals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, slope form.
Yeah, it's E to the X.